some live feedback on Justin Fields. Now, as you guys know, the draft is coming up very soon. I don't know exactly when it is, but I wanted to get some feedback on all of a sudden Justin Fields' stock has declined dramatically. Now you have people pushed in front of him, Mac Brown, which by the way, I'm gonna talk about Mac Brown. Mac Brown is a piece of shit. You know, now they can't seem to find anything off the field wrong with Justin Fields, but all of a sudden, this man has found himself being attacked. And a lot of people, you even have even white football analysis saying, I don't get it. I don't know why his stock has declined, but you know why. They just don't want to say it. Now, every once in a while, like they say, the sun can shine on a dog's ass every once in a while. Now, Stephen A. Smith said, hey, man, here we go again with this black quarterback shit. You would think with Doug Williams, Patrick Mahomes, and Russell Wilson, black quarterbacks who have won Super Bowls, you would think that maybe the NFL and these owners and these GMs would trust black quarterbacks. To a certain degree, they still don't trust Lamar Jackson. But then again, Lamar Jackson is being used wrong because Harbaugh has tried to make him a running back / quarterback. Everybody was pissed off about how Lamar Jackson was being used. I think they're fighting it, the inevitable. I think they're fighting it. I think they don't want to accept it. But all of a sudden, Justin Fields, have you seen his Columbine? He was he had the fastest 40. He ran a 4.4? Like, he could throw the ball. It's not like Trevor Lawrence had a good final game, but he expected to go number 1 overall. But they always do that. For every Russell Wilson, Patrick Mahomes, they always throw Jamarcus Russell in our face. Which, by the way, I wish Jamarcus Russell would have never attempted to play football because he didn't give a fuck. I think it's a mixture of everything. It's the fact that he played quarterback at Ohio State. We all remember Terrell Pryor. It's a mixture of him being black. So what's the problem? He's a quarterback size. What is he? 6'3", 225 pounds. He the same height as Jay Cutler. He the same height. And Aaron Rodgers is only 6'2". Well, I ain't gonna say only 6'2". I mean, he's 6'2". He won, some people say that Justin Fields is 6'4". You have Cam Newton, who played in a Super Bowl. Now, a lot of people are mad at Cam Newton because a lot of people believe that Cam Newton threw that Super Bowl to accommodate, Peyton Manning. So a lot of people I don't respect Cam Newton. And then Cam Newton kind of turned his back on Colin Kaepernick. Okay, let's look at all the black quarterbacks. If they haven't won a Super Bowl, they played in a Super Bowl. Cam Newton made it to a Super Bowl. Colin Kaepernick made it to a Super Bowl. And by the way, had they called that pass interference on the Ravens, it would have gave the 49ers additional forfeit gold. And it was clearly a pass interference. But for some reason, they still don't think brothers is smart enough to play quarterback. You would think this shit would stop after what? How long the NFL has been in existence? 100 years? I mean, if the black quarterbacks are not winning the Super Bowls, they at least getting the team to the Super Bowl. Keep in mind, Russell Wilson would have 2 Super Bowls if it wasn't for the coach. He the one that called that throwing play on the 2nd and goal. For real. All they had to do was give the ball to Marshawn Lynch. Marshawn Lynch would have punched it in. And then the Seahawks would have won back-to-back Super Bowls. But then they love Tom Terrific. A cheating ass quarterback. I think Justin Fields is the goods too. I think he's the goods. But you got to understand, bro. They have a limited timeline for the most part for black quarterbacks. When they draft you, they want you in the Super Bowl. When they draft you, they want you in the Super Bowl by season 2. Like I said, the way Jim Harbaugh is using Lamar Jackson by year 7, he might be worn out because they call it too many running plays. Like I said, Pete Carroll is the reason. He's the reason why the Seahawks don't have 2 Super Bowls. That was stupid. You called a throwing play on the 2nd and goal. Nobody does that. Nobody does that. Who in the hell calls a throwing play on the 2nd and goal? To this day, I still can't get over that. I cannot get over that. I ain't even no Seahawks fan, but I still can't get over that play. That play just did not make any type of sense whatsoever. But yeah. What's up, Kofi? What's up, Kobe? What's up? That play didn't make any kind of sense. Why would you throw on the 2nd and goal? But Pete Carroll was so scared about Marshawn Lynch winning the Super Bowl MVP, and he wouldn't say nothing. Oh, well, what we gonna do is we gonna try to call a throwing play. Hopefully, Russell Wilson throws a touchdown, and he threw into all that coverage. And the sad part about it, watch that game. All Russell Wilson had to do was roll to the left, and he had a clear path, and Marshawn Lynch was wide open. And that's why Pete Carroll's stupid ass, that's why his stupid ass only got 1 Super Bowl instead of 2. That was just the most ridiculous. Why did he okay the offensive coordinator calling that play? That's why Marshawn Lynch walked up to Pete Carroll and looked at him like he was crazy. Like, he looked at him like, dude, what is wrong with you? Nobody understood that. Yeah, bro, it's called outsmarting yourself. And that's all Pete Carroll did. He outsmarted himself. He didn't hurt nobody, but they had it. They had it. The Patriots didn't win that Super Bowl. The Seahawks gave it to him. All he had to do was give it to beast mode. Couldn't stop him. And here's the thing. I'll show you how important beast mode is, because Tom Brady called beast mode asking him to come play in Tampa Bay. Everybody know Tom Brady shouldn't have that Super Bowl. Everybody know that. The Patriots didn't win that Super Bowl. The Seahawks gave it to him. Tom Brady should have sent Pete Carroll the check for $100,000, because he basically handed the Patriots that Super Bowl. That was the dumbest. That was like the dumbest. I was just like, I'm at work watching that. I'm at work watching that game, and I'm talking about I cussed up a storm. because I couldn't believe what I saw. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. But this shit that they doing to Justin Fields is just really getting on my nerve. And it's just time to just call this out. Hey, stop doing this stuff. Everybody keep talking about how good Terry Bradshaw was. Terry Bradshaw, to be honest with you, wasn't that good. It was more that he played for Chuck Noll. Once again, Terry Bradshaw threw 2 more interceptions than he did picks. Terry Bradshaw averaged an interception per game his whole career. Not to mention, Terry Bradshaw got benched before. For the brother, what's his name? Joe Gilliam. Damn, Terry Bradshaw wasn't that good. Terry Bradshaw had multiple chances to get it together. He got bitched and he got it together. One thing about a brother, man, you make one mistake, they talk about you can't play. And I remember what they did to Jason Campbell when he played for the Raiders. They didn't want Jason Campbell to start. They didn't, because they wanted that other goofball. I forgot what that goofball name was. Man, what was that dude's name? They did the same thing to Jason Campbell. As soon as Shanahan took over, he got rid of Jason Campbell. Like I said, a lot of these coaches don't believe in black quarterbacks. And like I said, yeah, people keep forgetting they had that defense. But nobody ever wants to bring that up. Terry Bradshaw, like I said, Terry Bradshaw averaged an interception per game his whole career. Look at his stats. And he played most of his career, if I'm not mistaken, in the 14 game era. They only would play 14 games. But like I said, you still have this stuff going on with Justin Fields. Haven't had one incident outside of football that's major. But yet, here we go again with this black quarterback stuff. Carson Palmer then got like a whole bunch of chances. And let me ask you this, everybody that's listening. What has Ryan Fitzpatrick and Colt McCoy did to keep getting signed to teams? That's what I don't understand. What has Ryan Fitzpatrick and Colt McCoy did to get to continue to play football? Nothing. But if you a brother, man, it's like, man, you got one. As soon as they draft you, they talk about, we need you to go take us to the Super Bowl. Well, what about getting me some receivers? Hey, who cares? You need to get it done. That's exactly how they do black quarterbacks. They have a narrow window of opportunity. The window is not wide open when you a black quarterback. Like I said, Jay Cutler, even though there was issues about him, about his character, he got to play. He got to continue to play. Then they always ask these quarterbacks, these black quarterbacks, hey man, why don't you become a cornerback? Hey man, why don't you become a wide receiver? They always pull that stuff. They always try to pull that stuff with the brothers. Hey man, why don't you become a quarterback? Why don't you become a wide receiver? Like I said, all of a sudden, Justin Fields was projected to go possibly number 2 to the Jets. Now they talking about he may go like number 10, or he may drop or something. He may be the 5th best quarterback. How? I mean, Matt Ryan been solid, but yeah. But that's the point that I'm trying to make. They haven't called for the Falcons to get rid of Matt Ryan. I think they should. Okay, Aaron Rodgers, that's a different story. Aaron Rodgers, he didn't earn his place. So he get the benefit of the doubt. Aaron Rodgers can play. So I have no qualms about Aaron Rodgers. But this stuff that they doing to Justin Fields is just it's one of them things they just making it so obvious. They making it so obvious that after all this time they still don't believe in the black quarterback. And then if you watch this past Super Bowl, they made it impossible for Kansas City to win that game. I mean for real. From the no calls to the calls, they made it impossible. They made it impossible for the Chiefs to have remotely a chance of winning that game. They didn't want Patrick Mahomes to win. Like I told y'all that the fix was in. When they announced that Tampa Bay was going to the Super Bowl, when they announced that the Super Bowl was going to be in Tampa Bay, I already knew that they wasn't going to they was not going to let Kansas City come into Tampa and win that game. Yeah, everybody saw that Super Bowl like, man, I remember I was, CB Carl Burrell, like, walked away from the game. I walked out of there. I already knew what was going on. I was like, man, I'm going back to work. Because I knew what they was doing. They want to try to compare Tom Brady to Michael Jordan so bad. But like I said, Tom Brady don't play defense. And like I said, that Super Bowl just got unwatchable because everybody knew what they was doing. Everybody lose that Super Bowl and they hosting that Super Bowl in their home stadium. Did y'all really think they was going to let them win that? You really thought they was going to let Patrick Mahomes and them win that game? I would have bet, like, I should have bet I should have bet $10,000 on that game. I ain't no gambling guru, but I would have told you to bet everything you own on that game that Tampa Bay was going to win that game. Because like I said, anybody with common sense knew they wasn't going to let Patrick Mahomes win that game. I made a bet with somebody. And I won because he was thinking he got caught up with that Patrick Mahomes stuff, and I was like, they not going to let Patrick Mahomes win back-to-back Super Bowls over Tom Brady. And Tom Brady having that game in his home stadium. Like, yeah, hey, I wish I would have told people to bet their life savings on Tampa Bay, because we wouldn't even be having this conversation. I knew Tampa Bay was going to win that game. And like I said, the officials, it was hard to stomach. When I say it was it was so hard to stomach. And like I said, I'd never been bothered by watching the Super Bowl as much as I was. It's two Super Bowls that bothered me. Of course, it was that Super Bowl with, guess what? Guess what other Super Bowl bothered me? Guess what other Super Bowl bothered me because I knew it was rigged. And it involved the same winning team, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Because that Super Bowl with the Raiders and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, like I said, Cunningham, I'm surprised Al Davis didn't put a hit out on him, because he clearly sabotaged that Super Bowl. That game with they knew everything. When I say Tampa Bay knew everything that the Raiders was gonna do, they knew everything from the to the playing motion. They could read the plays. That's because Cunningham had gave Callahan had gave fucking John Gruden the game plan. Barrett Robbins said the reason why he went AWOL, he said that they changed the strategy for the game, the eve of the Super Bowl. And remember back then, the Raiders didn't get 2 weeks to prepare for that Super Bowl. They had to play that particular Super Bowl the very next week. They had to play that Super Bowl the very next week. A lot of the players, even on the Raiders team, said that people wanted to try to kill Callahan because they would say, "Hey man, you sabotaged us." They said that he had to be, they had to have security on the plane. They was trying to beat that dude's ass. They was trying to beat his ass in the locker room. Callahan should have never coached football on any perspective ever again. He flat out told John Gruden what the plan was. Tim Brown said, okay, the eve of the Super Bowl, he said what we was going to try to do, we was going to run the ball, we was going to just lightly pound the ball. We was going to try to do clock control, try to keep the game low scoring. So all of a sudden, Tim Brown says Callahan Tim Brown says Callahan says, well, we going to have this game plan where we going to throw the ball like 40 times. And Tim Brown was like, what? First of all, if you have a game plan where you plan to strictly just throw and not try to run the ball, the Raiders' strength wasn't throwing the ball 40 times. Rich Gannon wasn't one of them dudes that could launch the ball consistently. He was a dink and dunk type of passer. He would throw short, little 5-10 yard passes. He wasn't a dude that was launching the ball 30 yards, like Aaron Rodgers at a time. So that made the Raiders' offense predictable. That's why he threw those 4 picks. And I think 2 of them was pick sixes. They sabotaged. Man, they sabotaged. That's just real talk. They sabotaged the Raiders. Or Callahan sabotaged his own team. Despicable. But that's what I'm saying. But yeah. So the two Super Bowls that Tampa Bay won got question marks. And it wasn't just, and it ain't sour grapes. It ain't sour grapes. Several people came forward saying that they believed that Super Bowl between the Raiders and Tampa Bay was rigged. But then this past Super Bowl, it was so obvious with Tampa Bay and the Chiefs, you just was like, okay. Like I said, I knew it. They wasn't going to let Patrick Mahomes win 2 back-to-back Super Bowls. They wasn't finna let Tom Brady lose that Super Bowl because once again, they want to solidify not only Tom Brady, they want to solidify Tom Brady and white quarterbacks as the pedestal. Percy, didn't you see that footage of John Lynch? He said we knew everything they was gonna do. Yeah, I know you did. I know you did, Lynch, because your coach already had the game plan. Yeah, of course you did. John Lynch said out of his own mouth, he said we knew everything the Raiders was gonna do. Yeah, I know you did because y'all fucking cheated. That's why. That's why you knew everything the Raiders was going to do, because you already knew what the Raiders' game plan was. Because Callahan told y'all. Like I said, Percy, people was trying to whoop Callahan's ass. They tried to jump him on the sidelines. You know, they didn't show it. The cameras didn't show it. But Tim Brown said it. Jerry Rice said it. A couple of other players said it. Said they was trying to whoop Callahan's ass in that locker room. They needed to have security on the plane. Yeah, man. You can study all you want, but if somebody, look, man, if you study for exam, if you study for an exam and you already know the answers, well, they ain't no use to. All you need to do, if they say, okay, well, question 1 is A, the answer to question 1 is A. The answer to question 2 is B. The answer to question 3 is C. If you already know the pattern, what is there to study for? All you need to do is study the pattern. The Raiders didn't even look like they belonged in that Super Bowl. Yeah, Callahan rigged that game. Him and John Gruden was friends. It was so bad in the Raiders locker room that season that they went to the Super Bowl. They had people talking about that they wanted to retire. Callahan almost got beat up like at least 5 times during the season by players. Now, I don't know whether he used a racial slur or nothing like that, but he was very disrespectful to the players. I know for a fact he almost got his ass whooped at least 5 times during that season. He was mad about what happened with John Gruden and Al Davis. Al Davis, what happened was John Gruden became so popular, which I don't know why. I don't know why, but he became so popular to where a lot of people thought that Al Davis got a little jealous because he started to look like he was the face of the Raiders. And then you just started hearing little things that was going on behind the scenes in the locker room, and Al Davis kind of like wanted him out of there. People didn't like how John Gruden got traded, because he got traded. He didn't get fired. He got traded, which I didn't even know you could trade a coach. And then basically Callahan was good friends with John Gruden. I think he was like the offensive coordinator. They promoted him to coach, and then he was mad. And then he got the team to the Super Bowl. They beat the Tennessee Titans to the AFC Championship. And Callahan gave John Gruden the game plan. And keep in mind, there was something to it, because the NFL, whenever they don't acknowledge nothing, that means there's some truth to it. And Tony Dungy shouldn't have even got fired. Keep in mind, they escorted Tony Dungy out with security. So, yeah. But, yeah, I'll be back, guys. Let me get up in here.